Hello, you're watching my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kamran Arshad. Today, I have invited a guest in this vlog, and I'm going to discuss her life, her visions, her goals, and most importantly, her field. Hi, and welcome. We are delighted to have Rehana share here today with us. Rehana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Kamran, for having me. I'm very excited to be on your show.
All right. But to kick off this interview properly, could you please tell us what inspired you to pursue a career as head coaching division and possibilities global certified executive coach, banker, and definitely you have MBA economics degree as well. So it's over to you. And what inspired you to pursue a career in this field? And definitely you will share perhaps a little bit about your journey, which really helps you to leading up to your current role.
Perfect, Kamran. So, first of all, as you have seen my profile and a little bit, Kamran has told me about, told you people about me as well. So, since I'm coming from a banking background where I spent almost 15 plus years and almost a decade and a half, and then I chose this field. So, because since I was not meant to be a banker,
Hmm.
since day one, I was not very much
Hmm.
happy when I was working in the banking sector because that was something which I was not
Hmm.
finding fulfilling for myself, right?
Hmm.
So, I was since trying to invest in myself on the different stages of my career journey when it comes to having a professional and personal growth. So when I did this certification in executive coaching with Kaiser Abbas,
Hmm.
and I was doing the pro bono sessions, which was the part of completion of the certification. So that was the moment when I realized, and then not particularly that moment, particularly the moments when I was giving the feedback from the
Hmm.
coaches, from the executives, from the leaders, from the individuals at the
Hmm.
end of every coaching session, the way they used to express their feelings, the way they used to feel at the end of session, where they
Hmm.
were at the beginning of the session and when they were at the end of the session. The
Hmm.
way they were feeling was really very much positive for me. And that was the moment when I literally found that this is something that I want to do. This is something that excites me. Their positive feedbacks, their responses, that was something that was giving me a different kind of energy. And that was the moment when I realized that this is something that I was really wanting to do. So that's how I chose this field.
Hmm. This is not something actually you were telling about your journey, first of all, I must say.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's move on. Can you please tell us a bit about your background and what led you to become an executive coach?
Yeah, as I told you, Kamran, the first thing that motivated me was the positive feedbacks of the coaches and the leaders, right? That I was getting. As I told you, my background, obviously, economics, and then I chose accounting and economics. Obviously, that was related to banking, financing, or financial industry, right?
Hmm.
Because I was more to kind of accounting and kind of business stuff.
Hmm.
So after that, I when I was practically doing it, I was, finding things different from what
Hmm.
I learned
Hmm.
during my studies.
Hmm.
So, because that was not giving me a sense of purpose, so this was actually something that was, giving me a track to pursue in my career.
Hmm.
And when it actually comes to giving back to the society as well,
Hmm.
and when it comes to having a self satisfaction as well. Because when you are working with somebody, being an accountability partner, right? Those are the moments when you actually self reflect as well,
Hmm.
right? That creates a magic for you to pursue your, you know, personal growth as well.
Hmm.
So those were the moments that really made me feel the other way around. And that
Hmm.
was chose field.
You were actually telling me about goals, right? So it means that you believe in goal
Yeah,
settings, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
So because a
Without
lot of
goal setting,
people
you cannot achieve anything.
they don't believe in goals like me. I didn't make goals so far. So once I was thinking
Hmm.
that I have to make goals, but I don't know actually how they work.
Hmm. I'm sorry, how to?
How they work. Goal settings matters.
Of course it does. I mean, once you do not have goals in your life, how to be able to pursue them? How to be able to follow or chase them? How to be able to make a path? I mean, once you know what is your journey, what is your goal, what is your purpose to be uh, in this world, I would say. For example, Allah Ta'ala has sent us, we already know the purpose, right? So there is purpose behind. That's a separate discussion that we are since not following that. That's a separate discussion. But since we are sent here in this world for a specific purpose, right? So from there, you can at least get an idea that how important it is to set goals in your lives, to
What
set aims in your life
and what
that you can
if
pursue,
we
and that
didn't achieve goal?
I would say, Kamran, there is never ever a moment of discouragement for a person who has, a belief in their mind that yes, they are going to achieve something in their life. Just in case, for example, if you have set a goal to become a CEO, right?
Hmm.
And you're pursuing your path, right? Just in case you're not able, God forbid you're not able, or somebody is not able to achieve that goal, at least he would reach somewhere in his life where he would be finding it meaningful for him or for her, right? I mean, if not CEO, he may become a lesser than that, but at least he would not be somewhere as a manager or as an officer or a clerk or anything. I mean, I'm not saying that is wrong, but to give yourself a meaningful life, there has to be an objective, there has to be a bigger goal setting for you, right? So that is, I think, very much important.
Actually, I wanted to become a motivational speaker in the life. I wanted to become an anchor. So I joined PTV. I worked there as news anchor or Radio Pakistan as well. I have done current affairs programs there. Now I have a goal in my life. The goal is that I want to become an anchor in English, right? An English anchor because in Pakistan there are a lot of potential for English anchors, right? So that's why if I want to become an anchor, I want to pursue a career as an English anchor, right? So I have to be very fluent. I have to be a good accent as well. And once if I
Mhm.
am not being able to get that goal, so why should I make that?
Mhm. Why not? Because once you do not have a goal, how would you be able to follow that track? For example, if you're clueless what to achieve in life, how would you be able to make a track record for that? How would you be able to prepare a roadmap for that? So until or unless you do not have a goal, you do not have aim, how would you be able to prepare that roadmap, right? Either you would be doing something else if there is no goal. Your capabilities could be different and you are doing something else. You're pursuing something else, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
until or unless you have a goal, you have defined something that this is what I want to achieve. Even in a day, until or unless I always mention this, until or unless you schedule something, until or unless you set a goal, until or unless you make a purpose for today, how would you be able to pursue that? For example, we are doing this podcast at the moment, right? What we did earlier was that we had this goal, we had this time setting for this particular task to be done, right? Once we had decided it, that was the thing that led us to achieve this.
mm,
If we had not done this,
mm,
how would you or I would be able
mm.
to go for it, right? So
You know what?
that has a value.
When I made a YouTube channel, so I one day I was thinking what to do for this because there are a lot of contents, negative contents as well. People wants to be happy. They want humor in the channel. So I was thinking that what should I do? What capabilities do I have to do with YouTube channel? Then I decided to take interviews from different background of different people. And within 4 months, now I am
Absolutely.
recording 99 interview
Hmm.
of you right now.
Excellent. Great.
Yeah. So
See, so there is importance of that goal.
this is actually a goal.
I would say there was kind of, something in your mind. Your goal must, as you told me that you want to become an anchor, or maybe earlier you wanted to become something else, right? But depends on the goal or depends on something that you are going to achieve in your life, right?
Mm,
This has the importance. Until or unless you have this thing in front of you, how would you be able to go for that,
mm,
right? In other
mm,
words, you would be just wandering here and there and you would not be able to choose your path anyway.
All right, let's move on, ma'am. What
Mm.
is the role of an
Yeah,
executive coach, and how do you approach coaching your clients?
right. So it's a good question. The role of an executive coach, I would say, is to be a trusted partner of your coaching, right? Of the executive. And once you become a trusted partner, that means you are giving the safe space to the other person so that he can be open in front of you. He can share all his challenges, he can share all his or her vulnerabilities, right? So that you can actually help him to work on what he or she wants to achieve,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So this is the role of a coach. He or she has to be non-judgmental. They should provide safe space to the people, right? Once they are giving the space to them, they would be open in front of you. And once you get to know that this is the particular challenge that she or he wants to cope with, then you'd be able to make a track for that.
ma'am, but if you don't judge
And
the
the,
people, so how will you highlight the
Mhm.
mistakes that they are doing, and how will you help them to choose a path?
Hmm. Hmm. See, Kamran, being judgmental is something that is, not very positive thing. When you say that, for example, you and I are having a conversation, right? And if I start judging you, I would be re, restricting my mind, I would say, right? To let you be open in front of me or to be open, to express your ideas, to tell me what is currently happening in your surrounding, to tell me what exactly the challenge you're facing, to tell me what is the hidden talent within you, right? But once I'm not judging you and I'm asking you appropriate question in that particular time,
Mm,
right? You would be better able to describe me your current situation and your current scenario,
mm,
right?
mm. But
And that would be the moment how I would be able to actually analyze what is happening and what could be the possibilities in your surrounding, what could be your talent, what could be your potential that needs to be unlocked, right? So this is the approach basically that you would be able to apply at that time and you would be able to help that person better,
but if I come to you
right? And
and want to
Mhm,
know about my mistake, that I want to become an English anchor, please guide me. What is my mistake? What are the tools I have to use them to become that, like fluency in English, accent problem, body language techniques. So if you judge me, then you will
mhm,
be able to give me that solution. You need to work on this thing, then you will easily get that place in future. So the question is the same
mhm,
as I was asking. If you are
mhm,
not being able to judge the people, then how will you change them?
mhm,
Like me, if I want to become an anchor, so tell me your techniques.
mhm,
Should I overcome on that? Because it's my goal, and you are the coach.
mhm, mhm. Right. So it's basically a process, right? First of all, one has to be very much open-minded when somebody is approaching a coach, right? I always say this that people who are having a growth mindset are the people who can be actually coached, right? Somebody who is coming with a stagnant mindset cannot be
Mm,
coached,
mm.
right?
Right.
So when you have something in your mind,
Mm,
right,
mm,
you really want to work on yourself,
mm,
you're committed, you want to take
mm,
action, right?
mm,
And you know that there are lots of qualities in you
mm,
which you want to work on,
mm.
right? And you need just the help of a professional,
Yeah.
right? What my work here is that with the process, I would get to know all your, challenges and would be analyzing what is currently happening and would be helping you to prepare the roadmap for you, right?
Yeah.
And would become an accountability,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So this is basically a DARE model, DARE framework
mm,
that I use personally, which is actually a DARE model of Kessler, which is endorsed by Marshall
mm,
Goldsmith as well. So
mm,
this is a framework that is utilized during this entire process.
mm,
And through this process, we actually achieve our objectives
mm.
together,
That's
the coach
that's
and the
totally
coach.
understandable.
Hmm.
All right.
Right?
Ma'am, what are
What
some
a coach needs further, yeah.
all right. What are some common challenges executive face and how do you help them overcome these hurdles?
Hmm. Right. So there are lots of challenges which are faced by the executives. I would say a number of challenges, and that could be a leadership. That could be, again, it's communication. Sometimes it's the team
Mm,
management. Sometimes, as you see in today's fast-paced world, there is lots of stress, I would say, right? Then there are so many people who are struggling with the work-life balance. That is very much commonly known nowadays,
I'm also one of
right?
them.
So there are a number of challenges. Yeah. Uh-huh. You are.
Yeah.
Well, I would say I today I see every single person who is, trying to cope with that because there are never ending timing to work and see there is no time for the family or the me time or time for any other activity. So it's unfortunately it is increasing with the passage of time. So I would say there are a number of challenges that the leaders face. And what was the further question?
The question was that executive face. How do you help them overcome these hurdles?
Yeah. And then again, as I told you, that through this process, by providing them a safe space and by being their trusted partner, they tell us each and everything. And then I apply this, the framework that is there. And that's how I work with them together by being their accountability partner. And that's a process for almost not just, 1 or 2 days. It's a
Mm,
process that requires almost at least 3 months. There
mm,
are challenges which can be, I mean, uh, handled within maybe 2 or 3 sittings, but there are sometimes which may require time for 6 months, or sometimes it's an year.
mm. Okay. And how
Yeah.
does coaching differ from mentoring or consulting?
Yeah, it's a very important question that I usually see in our society, in the corporate sector especially, where people confuse. I mean, they do get confused with the mentoring, consulting, and coaching as the same thing, right? They
Yeah.
they think coaching is either training, that is either consulting or mentoring, but it's not that. Coaching itself is vast field, and okay, let me tell you about first mentoring and consulting. Consulting and mentoring is basically providing an advice to somebody, right? So a mentor or consultant is somebody who has already expertise in that particular field.
Mm,
But when we talk about coach or coaching, it's not something that the coach has to be expert. For example, in banking, if he's going to coach an expert from the banking sector,
mm,
right?
mm,
He or she should not be an expert in the fashion designing if
mm,
he or she is going to coach if fashion designer, right?
mm,
So
mm,
it's basically a process where the coach should know where to ask what
mm,
and how should the question be raised,
mm,
right?
mm,
It's all about asking powerful questions and it's just about asking appropriate questions at the right time. So
mm,
this is how it differs from them.
mm,
Coaching basically helps people to figure out what lies within themselves. It's actually about I would say tapping the hidden potential of the people. For example, you may not know like you have potential when it comes to becoming an anchor maybe that you may know. I mean, I'm just generally talking, right? For example, you do not know about. So once I'll be interacting with you and I'll get to know, I'll have good questions with you,
mm,
right? That would be the moment when I would get to know that yes, Kamran has this potential,
mm.
and I would help him prepare that roadmap so that he can work on his blind spots and he can explore his that hidden potential.
I
So
have
that's
a
how
funny,
would
I have
he
a funny
be get
question
to
right now
know
in
how
my
to work.
mind, and I want to ask that.
Yeah, sure.
How much do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
charge
sure.
for that?
I'm sorry, come again.
How much do you charge for that?
Yeah. Well, that's a little bit confidential, but yeah, sure, why not? I can tell you about that. Depends on the client to client.
Mm,
But if I'm going to put somebody in individual capacity, that could be, sometimes I do it for free as well. Like,
mm,
when it's about a friend or it's about somebody who is near and dear to me, though it is difficult to coach them until or unless they have full trust in you,
mm,
right?
mm,
So again, it depends case to case. Like for the executives, usually I charge 100,000 at least per session
mm.
in the corporate industry.
All right.
Yeah.
If you find time for entertaining something, so what do you do for fun?
What do I do? Oh, I do lots of stuff. I like music a lot and I like reading a lot. I love shopping, being a lady, of course. And I mean, there are a couple of activities, depends what the mood is at that time.
Mm,
These are the some of them which I like traveling a lot.
mm. And did you ever feel, Mr. Hana,
Yeah.
one day you will have all this? Actually talking about your fame, authority, coaching style,
Mhm.
communication skills, and potential, and to help the people. Did you ever feel that one day you will
Mhm.
have all this?
I'm so sorry, Kamran. There is lots of interruption in the internet. Could you please revise your question?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I was asking, did you ever feel that one day you will have all this, a status, a job, communication skills, confidence, that you are at the
Mhm.
position where you are gonna help the people who are suffering with these stuffs?
Mhm. Okay, what I got from your question is that, though it was not clear for me because again there was interruption. One day when I would be having all these things
Yeah,
with me, right?
yeah.
And the moment I see somebody who is lacking this, is what am I going to do with that? Is that the question?
Actually, the question is that you have authority.
Right. And
You are actually at the position where you can communicate to people that this is your mistakes, this is your target, this can be your target, you can achieve, you have a potential man
hmm,
or a woman. All right. So, did you ever feel about yourself that one day you will guide the people?
I will guide the people.
Uh,
Even I'm currently I'm doing that.
no, did you ever think one day you will be able to guide the people, you will have a status, you will have a job, you will have the seat where people will come to you for counseling?
Hmm. I'm so sorry, Kamran. I could not make the sense of this question actually. I've heard it this time because currently I'm doing the same stuff. I am guiding correct people. I am providing providing consultation to lots of people.
mm,
So one day, I mean, in future, when I would have all these things, definitely I'm going to help out people, who are lacking all these things.
okay.
So definitely, why not?
How do you measure success
Yeah.
in your coaching relationships?
Success is yes. Again, it's a powerful question. I would say, when we talk about success, it's actually, you know, it's not just that you people are getting impressed by you or you're inspiring them, and that's it. It's not that. It's about getting the outcome first of all, and then you see actually the process of transformation among them.
Mm,
I mean, when you see actually people, they are getting transformation, they are getting their growth, right? They
mm,
are more self-aware, they
mm,
are more confident in front of you,
mm,
right? And they are on the track that they wanted to choose in their life.
mm,
Their objectives are aligning with their existence in this world,
mm,
right?
mm,
So no matter what the objective is,
mm,
right? So that
mm,
is the moment when you actually realize that yes, this is actually what people wanted to achieve, and this is what I was meant to be here for. So I think that is the moment for me.
Okay, that's great. The last question is that what is the most fulfilling part of being an executive coach for you?
Yeah, very interesting question. Um, Fulfilling part, as I told in the beginning as well, that fulfilling part is, of course, the moment when you actually get the feedback from the people, right? That you have been able to bring some change in a positive change in the people's life, right? So that is actually the fulfilling part. And then again, when you actually feel
Mm,
when being an accountability partner of your
mm,
coachee, there are moments when you really feel that these are the things that I need to, being a coach, I need to be kind of, I would say, work on for myself as well, for my
mm,
growth, right? So it's
mm,
it's it's basically a process where
mm,
the coach and the coachee
mm,
grow together,
mm.
right? So
Right.
that is the most fulfilling part for me. These two things are something which really make me feel the way that I wanted to.
That's really great. Mr. Anna, thank you so much for joining us today. It was wonderful having you here and learning from your experiences. But before I wrap up, is there anything you'd like to share with our audience or any message you'd like to leave them with?
Yes, definitely. First of all, thank you so much, Kamran, for having me. And yes, I would like to say one thing that do not get discouraged with the failures. If you're not failing in your life, that means you're not going to reach somewhere,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So do not get discouraged with that. You'll fail once, twice, or thrice, but of course, you are not going to fail for the rest of your life. So make your tasks, be confident, keep trying, and stay motivated. And inshallah, one day you are going to achieve definitely what you wanted to.
That's a lovely
So
piece of
never get
advice,
discouraged.
ma'am, you have given to the people who are going to watch this podcast or listen to this podcast. Any message or any suggestion for me?
Thank you so much. Yes, the message is yes. I think so. I've been able to add something through this podcast. So, if there are any questions that you would like to ask me, I'm open for that. Yes, definitely. You can probably ask Kamran, or through Kamran, you can reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer all your queries. And that's it from my side. And thank you once again, Kamran, for having me.
Any message or any suggestion only for me?
For you,
Yeah.
you are doing great job. And you have many milestones in front of you to be achieved, inshallah. And one day, I'm sure, I'm very much confident that you are going to definitely achieve it. So keep rocking, keep working on yourself, keep investing on yourself when it comes to especially having a growth in your personal life. So all the best with everything.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anashe. Thank you so much once again for your time, for your
You're welcome,
participation,
Daniel.
that you have come for this interview, for this podcast. And definitely it will help to those, it will help to whom who wants to learn in the life and the people who are struggling and who are thinking what to do in the future. Thank you so much once again. Have a lovely day, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Kamran. Take care. Allah
Take care. Allah
Hafiz.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.